Hello everybody, my name is Johan van Zyl and I'm one of the tour and expedition leaders at Wild Eye. Now recently I've just returned from a month in the Serengeti where I was hosting back-to-back safaris, our best of Serengeti safaris. And with everything that's gone on in our world in the last month, Krista has asked me just to sort of answer a few questions just regarding logistics, traveling, and also just sort of dealing with everything on the ground while we were in the Serengeti. Yeah, so obviously, when you're out in these isolated areas, it is very difficult to sort of know exactly what's going on. I did touch base with the office on a daily basis, just sort of getting update from them, and I kind of knew sort of things were getting quite serious, but you never really understand until you're on the ground back in your countries to really sort of know what an impact it's having on the society and everyone else. So I had a bit of an idea, as I said, like getting updates from the office the whole time, but my main focus during this time was just to make sure that the clients are fine and that they're getting the best possible safari that they could have. Now, surprisingly enough, the guests were actually fine. We didn't have any issues. People were very calm about the whole thing. The only thing that I could really do from my side is to give them that peace of mind that we've got an office team that keeps us updated on a daily basis. And if anything had to go wrong, then we'll obviously make those adjustments if and when we need to. But yeah, like I said, our focus was to spend time in the Serengeti, which is an incredible destination. It's kind of like a weird feeling because you almost feel that whatever the news is happening is not real. It was like a bizarre feeling, hearing all the news and everything going back home, and you're sitting in this beautiful environment photographing lions and leopards. So the guests were calm about it. I think there definitely are worse places that we could have been during this time. Of course, towards the end there were quite a few challenges to face. I think the biggest thing for me was to try and get an understanding of what's going on and try and make sense of the whole thing. When you're away for a month, a lot can change. So when I left South Africa, we knew about the virus, but it was sort of business as usual. So first of all, I was trying to make sense of exactly what's going on. And then, of course, to be in communication with our team in the office. The ladies did an incredible job. I can't thank them enough. But just to get the sort of best options for them to get them out back home, I think that was the difficult challenges. And like chatting to other people around the camps, you hear all this news of government saying you need to get back to your respective countries as soon as possible. It was a very, very weird situation. So the resolving part actually was quite an interesting experience, I won't lie. It's one minute we were sitting around the koppies. So if you know the Serengeti area, we were around gold koppies, and we literally just had lunch. Before that we were watching cheetahs hunting, and then I got a phone call from Laura, which I knew if she was phoning, it had to be something serious. So we were told to get to the airstrip as soon as we possibly can. We were about 2.5 hours away from the airport at that stage, from Serengeti Airport, with a lot of the small roads closed. We could only stick on the main road. So that meant we had about a good 2.5 hour drive ahead of us, which thank goodness the guide stepped on it, and we were able to get out on the flight that afternoon and get into Kia Lodge, which is in Kilimanjaro. And that just gave us the opportunity to then, focus purely on making sure the guests get out on flights. And I think that brought a little bit of sort of calmness to the thing, that you weren't stuck in these isolated areas. At least we were in town, and we could start making decisions from there. Yeah, and then of course the travels back home was an interesting one. We were at Kia Lodge, as I mentioned, overnighted, because a lot of the flights on that evening were fully booked from KLM going into Amsterdam and then to the States, where my guests had to fly out to. So I stayed with them at Kili Airport. There's a lovely little hotel there. And then the airports in the morning was, luckily we were on an early flight, so the airport in the morning wasn't too busy, but it was a little bit chaotic. You could see all the airlines. I don't think anyone was really sort of ready for what was happening. A lot of uncertainty, people booking flights out of Kili to certain countries, but they're not sure if they will get flights from there back home. But yeah, the airports itself is not really sort of as dramatic as what I thought it was going to be. I expected a lot more. I envisioned this sort of Ghostbusters scene with everyone with suits and masks and things on, but it was nothing like that. You know, it was the usual sort of hand sanitizers and then screening. And then got to Nairobi airport. Again, very sort of same old. Obviously people wearing masks and things, but not really that dramatic from the security and the screening point of view. And then also when I got into South Africa, a lot of chaos with people trying to get flights and things, but not really sort of what I expected it to be. From the guiding side of it, I think it was quite challenging, but what really made it so much easier is the incredible team that we have in the office. So I knew I could do my job, which was focusing on the clients, making sure they get the best possible safari, the best possible photographic opportunities, and I could leave the ladies in the office to do their thing. Laura, Judy, Tanya, and I mean even the directors, John, and everyone that got involved. It really made my life a lot easier and gave me peace of mind, and also the clients peace of mind, you know, that we could still enjoy being on safari, and if something had to happen like it did, we got the phone call and everything worked out. I think that's one of the most amazing things about our team is each one's got like certain roles, and you could basically be left to do your role as best as you possibly can. Whereas if I had to do this by myself, probably would have still been in the Serengeti somewhere.